Nah, I wouldn't even say it was a beef. It was just one of them days that I never seen this guy. Well, I seen him before, but I
Yeah.
never had a
You didn't know him.
I didn't know him. I guess he was fresh out of prison. Remember that song Dr. Dre said?
Yep.
It was one of them
I'm
type
bigger
of things.
than you. What
Right.
you gonna do? Yeah.
Dude came walking by and asked me where I was from. It was me and a couple other guys.
Mhm.
And when he said where I was from, I told him where I was from, and he reached.
What's up, world? It's your boy Big Court of the Holdin Court Podcast. What's going on with your producer Ken?
Man, I feel like it's a Compton year.
It is.
Yeah,
it is.
we've been
We have a lot of Compton in here.
Chico.
Yep. We Chico, King T, Melly Mel.
Yeah, it feel like
Ayatollah.
yeah,
Yeah.
Right.
yeah, we're in the game.
We need to get
Another LA legend.
another LA legend, but
Yeah.
you know, I ain't gonna lie, we probably need to balance it out because they're gonna be getting at us because all we have is Crips on here. I think we only had one two, Bosco and Ayatollah.
I stay out.
We didn't had about
That's
30 Crips on here.
Right.
What's going on? We got the homie Compton Ricc Roc in the
Man,
house.
how you doing, man? It's a pleasure to be on here, man.
Likewise, brother. Likewise. It's been a long time. We've been hollering for a minute.
Yeah, we sure have through the DM messages, man.
Yeah.
You
What
know.
you got cracking, man?
You know, I'm just blessed to be able to come on Holdin Court Podcast,
Yeah.
man. And it's crazy because I watch this show often,
Mhm.
and never would I thought I would have been sitting right here in this seat. So to be sitting right here,
Man, I
just
appreciate
another
that.
step to the game.
I
you know?
appreciate that. I appreciate. I said that yesterday, bro. We we hit 100,000 subs. You know what I mean? And I was saying how I appreciate how LA has embraced me. You know what I
Right.
mean? And received me. Me, even though I've been here 20 years,
Right.
but me being from Kansas City, the West Coast has really made me feel like this because it is my home. But
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
have that support from the community. You know what I mean?
Right.
And it's so funny because I represent the West too, you know what I mean?
Right.
So yeah, I appreciate that.
Right.
I appreciate
Definitely by that shirt you got on, man. I'm really digging that.
you
shirt
like the
got.
shirt, man.
I like that.
Shout out to the homie Ramon from KC, bro. My hometown, Kansas City, Missouri. He actually a blood dude, and he make these for the Blue Rags. I'm neutral, just so for the comments, I'm neutral, but I'm just supporting
Just
my
supporting the
hometown.
homie, yeah.
I'm supporting
That's
my
what
guy.
it's about, man.
But he, back home, the Bloods wear the Red Rags wear Chiefs, and all the Crips had to wear the Royals. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So a lot of the Crips be wanting to wear Chiefs, but you know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah,
Super.
yeah.
So you got the best of the both worlds
So the
going
blood
on,
homie
right?
said, "I'm gonna help y'all out." You know what I mean?
Right, we gonna fix this problem.
Yeah. So but yeah, man.
Why did he make that one for you though?
No, he just make this for
Oh,
me.
I'm just
No, this is mass produced. He
oh,
just sent
okay,
it to
just-
me.
oh.
You
That
thought
one
it was
though.
tailored for me?
No, you could wear the red one.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
For sure. Yeah. I wear the red. I mean, have you ever seen me in red?
Nope.
Oh, okay. So but
And we gotta run an inside joke. So
yeah, see the thing, Rock, let me just clear it up, bro. Everybody has
yeah, let's clear
always
it up.
thought that I was a Crip,
Mhm.
right?
What tech call you?
Huh?
What tech call you?
What do you call me? Crippin'
Crippin'
ass
ass
court?
court.
Yeah, right. But this the thing though, Rock. You know how it go because you
Right.
officially from that. Is a difference between what I was doing and what he was doing. Big difference, right?
Right.
This is activity. This is a former member. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I was
Long time ago.
long time ago. Yeah,
Allegedly.
for allegedly. So for me, I was affiliated. So it's a difference between an affiliate and you know what I mean. So
Right.
I just so happened to be around, and I may have been in a car, but I was on a different. I was just with them, and they have been on the mission pushing a line, but I'm just with them. You know what I mean?
Right. Guilty by association, man.
Guilty by association.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But anyway, so yeah, man, let's start from the beginning real quick, brother. I mean, growing up in Compton, California, and especially I just had like you said, we had a lot of Compton
Yeah.
people on the show. But me growing up on Compton music, LA music primarily, what was life like for you in Compton?
Life was smooth for me, man. Coming up in Compton, I grew up in a Paru neighborhood.
Mhm.
My father was one of those guys that he was a hustler.
Mhm.
He was affiliated with the gang stuff earlier in his life, but as life went on, he started getting his money. And me watching my dad just, lifting weights, the stuff that we into, and listen to oldies, and just being a good father figure to us, but he was caught up in them streets on the hustling tip. Me growing up in the Piru neighborhood was different from growing up in the Crip neighborhood. It was more family oriented with those guys when I was over there. And one day my grandfather, nobody heard me say this, so I'm gonna say this on big court.
I appreciate
One
that.
day I was third grade.
Mhm.
I was walking out the gate. My grandfather was probably from here to that wall. And this guy asked me where I'm from. This is the third grade.
Damn.
And
Yeah.
just me listening to my uncles, and I said, I'm from Fruittown.
Yeah.
My grandfather heard that, took me home, told me up. I said, I'm out of here, went to my mom's house.
Mhm.
But just growing up in Compton, it was just like any other neighborhood growing
Mhm.
up. As a kid, you don't really understand
Yeah.
your surroundings until you get older. NWA, listen to that, you know what I'm saying? Just caught up in the Compton lifestyle, man. It was cool growing up as a kid.
Yeah.
I had fun.
What was your home life like? Did you have both parents or grandmother or?
Yeah, I had a grandfather, a
Mhm.
grandmother. I spent majority of my childhood with my grandparents.
Mhm.
My father and my mom, they separated. Pops in the streets having money hustling. I don't know what happened with him and mom's, but he ended up with another woman.
Mhm.
But Pops was there, man. He'd come pick us up every week,
Mhm.
take me and my brothers, get our hair cut, buy us some khakis. And this wasn't gang attire. This was school clothes. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Wearing this was school clothes.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, I grew up with my pops and my father, man.
Nice.
My pops and my mom. But
What
they were separated, but
I'm curious. What did a young Rick Roc? What did you want to be?
I wanted to be a mortician, man.
A mortician.
I used to tell my
Damn,
mother
that's
and my
different.
grandfather that.
Okay.
I ain't never heard that.
I ain't never
I
heard
ain't
that
never
either.
heard that. That's
I'm not
interesting.
trying to be cool and nothing.
Yeah.
That was what I wanted to
What
do.
was the interest?
Because my father
Uh,
brought this movie called Mortuary.
mhm.
And when I watched that movie, it was a scary movie.
Mhm.
And it was just something about that movie that I should like watching it over and over. My little brother that would get scared of it. But that was just something I liked it when they was doing it and bombing and all that. Man, I want to do that when I get older. That was crazy.
Wow.
Yeah.
So, I mean, what made you just say, okay, I'm gonna do something different. I'm not gonna pursue that.
When my father pulled up in his Cadillac, he had a lowrider,
Mhm.
and he was bumping that Ice-T, man.
Which record from Ice-T?
It was that original Gangster.
Yeah. Yeah.
He was bumping that Ice-T, and I heard that. Then I heard that Slick Rick, that
Yeah.
EPMD.
Yeah.
When I started hearing that stuff,
That's
I
right.
was like, man, what is this? You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
My pops, he played that James Brown, but when he started playing that stuff,
Mhm.
and then when NWA hit the scene, I was watching that on the box. I wanted to be a rapper at that point.
Man, I'm curious. What year lack did your dad have?
He had a 86 coupe, Cadillac
Okay.
Coupe de Ville, front and
Two-door.
back, 2-door,
Okay.
hydraulics on it.
All right.
you
4
know.
switches.
I don't know how many switches they had back then. They didn't have 4 switches back then. They had a
Uh-huh.
whole lot of switches. I don't
Oh,
even know what
okay.
all that stuff was for.
Oh,
I'm
okay.
into low riding, but
Yeah.
they didn't have 4 switches back then.
Oh, okay. He had the 2-door lack though.
2-door lack.
He had the D's on there?
He had Dayton's. It was pink.
Uh-huh.
He had a few cars, but
Okay.
that was one of the most famous Cadillacs in that
Yeah.
area.
Reason I asked is because I always wanted my first car. One of my second car was a Cutlass. I had a 84 Cutlass 2-door.
2-door.
And I had 10 switches on it. But I
Mhm.
always wanted a 2-door Cadillac coupe, but I wanted with the 90s kit.
Right. I had
Yeah.
one of them.
Oh, you had one of them?
Yeah, I had a 2-door Brougham.
Yeah.
I had a few of them cars, man. I had a lot of them
Damn.
cars, man.
See, the problem I had a Cadillac. I had a 4-door, like a 83, but I
Mhm.
couldn't find nobody to steal me the 90s kit. I couldn't find nobody to get it,
Okay.
straight up.
To acquire it.
What year was
Yeah.
this? You could have called me, man.
This was 94, 95.
95.
Yeah.
96. I tried to take one out the church parking lot.
Really?
Man, I didn't know when you opened the door, the alarm went off. I don't know what. I should do some crazy stuff as a kid.
Because that's
man.
the only way you could get the 90s kits. I mean, you
Off the
had to
photo.
get it. You
Yeah.
had to go get it. Yeah. You ain't like you can go up to Cadillac and order this. Like you
Right.
had to go get it, But anyway, so that's when you got the hip hop bug. Is that when you figured that you wanted to get into rap, or you was just a fan still at that time?
No, I knew off the back.
Yeah.
I knew off the back. That's what I started rapping, freestyling.
Yeah.
I don't know what the hell I was saying back then, but I knew when I seen NWA and
Yeah.
Ice-T and all them,
Yep.
I wanted to rap. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
Same thing happened to me.
Yeah.
Yeah. The first gangster rap record that I ever heard was Squeeze the Trigger.
By who?
Ice-T, Squeeze the
Okay,
Trigger.
Ice-T, yeah.
From Ryan Pace.
Okay.
Yeah, and just turned me out. Then of course I started hearing Too Short, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Back then I was like, damn, I think
Okay.
I got something to offer.
It's
in this
one more
space.
person too.
Yeah.
Mix Max the Spade
Yeah.
and King T.
Okay.
Yeah, and
Better
Toddy
bring
T.
a gun.
Shout out
King T.
Yeah,
What,
better
was
bring a
better
gun,
bring a
man.
gun?
Better bring a gun. Yeah.
Yeah.
King
Yeah.
T, Mix Max the Spade, Toddy T. Yeah, man. It was the
So I
days.
mean, you strike me as being, you know, very articulate and intelligent. Did you excel at that time in school?
I was on the honor roll. I made the honor
Okay.
roll
Don't
sixth
surprise me.
grade.
Yeah.
I didn't even know I was that damn smart.
Mm-hmm.
It's like the work was easy to me. Once I left elementary, went to junior high school, it was easy.
Mm-hmm.
I brought my report card home when I made that honor roll. I didn't get nothing. I didn't get no prize. I didn't go to Red Lobster, Sizzler, none of that. So was the turning point for me. Once I seen that I didn't get nothing for being good in school, this is how a youngster think. I said, there's no reason for me to even continue on with this.
Mm.
We fit to start this gang banging shit. It was on. We smoking
Mhm.
beaties in the bathroom now. Now we shooting dice, playing pitch, get like me. I had no more interest for school.
Right. Wow. So you was just innately a recalcitrant, just going against the grain.
Right.
Wow.
Once I seen there was no reward in it for me.
Where you think that stemmed from, though? I mean, because that had to be a behavior that you may have seen or have been demonstrated. I can't see you just, you know what I mean? Just I just want to go the other way just because.
Well, you see it all around you.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
in my household, I was the oldest.
Mm-hmm.
And my cousin, they stayed on the other side of town. So in my household, there wasn't that kind of behavior. But the homies who had older brothers, cousins, and uncles that probably lived in the house with drug addicts or gang members, just being around them, you automatically adapt to it.
That's right. That's funny. Same thing. Let me ask you this, because this was my experience, and I just want to see if you share it. And it's interesting that you said that because that's what happens a lot of the times. Even with myself, I was raised in a good household, mother and my grandmother, and I was showed a lot of love. And the choices that I came to make weren't choices that were taught to me.
Right.
But I got to go outside. So it's the influence. A lot of me getting involved with those things initially started from a level of fear of not wanting to be victimized. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So you kind of start becoming overtly aggressive and engaging.
Right.
And so now you start perpetuating that same element you may have been afraid of, but then it get good to you because then you see the love that comes with that. Is that kind of
that's exactly how it goes.
Yep.
Coming up, you don't want to seem like you the buster.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? You want to fit in. I think we all had that problem. By my dad being not, he passed away.
Mm-hmm.
My stepfather, good guy, good dude. He tried his best to fill my pop's shoes, but you know how we is. You ain't my father. You know what I'm saying? And going outside through the neighborhood and hanging with the fellas, and I wasn't a big guy back then. I was the oldest. So yeah, you're gonna meet the older guys that's older than you. You're gonna catch a few, you're gonna get down, and you didn't want to seem like you was just that soft guy.
Yep.
Yeah.
So at what age did you like officially jump off the porch to where you really start banging the hood?
13, I started, but when I turned 14, that's when it became like its own.
And that's Nutty Block.
That was 9th grade, Compton High.
Yeah.
It was no more games, and it was ditches school, and it was the whole thing. That's 14 years old when I really got cracking.
Yeah, and y'all got some reputable reputable rappers from
right.
You got
BG
Knockout,
Drace to the Young Hogs.
Yeah. Y'all got
Geechee
a couple
Gotti.
of them. Yeah, Geechee Gotti. Y'all got a couple of them out of there.
King T, he grew up in the neighborhood too.
Yeah, that's what he was saying.
Yeah.
So now you're in the mix, bro, and as I was kind of doing a little bit of research on you, you caught a body. Right. Gang-related homicide, or it was a manslaughter?
I took a deal for manslaughter, and I always say we're not here to glorify that.
That's right.
Just
documenting your journey.
Right.
That's all it is.
Not listening to moms, man. It was one of them days where, I didn't take my ass to school. Mom's telling me, let's go to school. I'm like, Mom, I get a ride to school. And then one thing led to another, and it was unfortunate that it had to, happen that way.
Yeah.
And just during my whole time incarcerated, all I thought about was that.
Let me ask you something, Rock. And my apologies if I'm overstepping, but what, if you can say, what were the circumstances like that led to that incident?
Basically like a self-defense.
Okay.
I was probably I think at the time I was 17, and the guy, he had to been like 35.
Oh, damn.
And it was just one of them moments where it was either me or him.
Yeah.
And just so happened.
Did it stem from some gang, or was it just a beef? Or
Nah, I wouldn't even say it was a beef. It was just one of them days that I'd never seen this guy. Well, I seen him before, but I never had a
you didn't know him.
I didn't know him. I guess he was fresh out of prison. Remember that song Dr. Dre said?
Yep.
It was one of them type
I'm bigger
of things.
than you. What you gonna do? Yeah.
Dude came walking by and asked me where I was from. It was me and a couple other guys. And when he said where I was from, I told him where I was from, and he reached. And when he reached, it all went down.
Did he have a gun on him?
Yeah, he had a gun on.
Damn. So, okay, so you saying that, I mean, it seemed, were you railroaded? Because it seemed like that was a clear-cut case. If he had a gun on him and he's fresh out of prison.
And he was on PCP too.
And he's on PCP. Why they?
Well, at that time, it wasn't like they didn't care back then. They was throwing us away.
That's right.
You get locked up, you fight your way up out of here. My grandmother happened to have some money. She got a lawyer. And I fought the case for like 2 years. So they wanted to give me 50 to life. Yeah, they wanted to give me 50 to life. The lawyer got it to 21 years with 80%. I said, I'm not taking 21. They came with 16. I said, no, I'm not taking 16. They came with 13. I told my mother, I said, you think I should take this 13 years? She said, son, you know what you could do? And when she said that, I said, you know what? Let me go ahead and get this out the way. You know what I'm saying? I told them I take 8 years. Right now, if y'all offered it to me. They said, nah, you're going to take this 11. They want to give you 11 with 80. Either take that or we going to trial. I took the 11 with 80. I probably could have beat the case.
I was about to say, bro.
But, at that time, I was in there with the guy from Southside that was in the car with Orlando Anderson when he got shot.
Yeah.
So when I was in the holding tank with the guy, I said, man, would you take this time? He said, shit, I wish they could offer me that. I said, you would do that? He said, yeah. I said, well, if you could do it, I could do it.
Yeah.
Went there and took my little 11 with 80. Went on about my life.
Man, that's fucked up because the truth of that is, for one, that was clear cut what it was, right?
Right.
But even still, because they know people don't have the resources to adequately fight them. Because if you had the resources to get a lawyer, you would have beat that. Bro.
No, I had a lawyer.
Oh,
but I had a lawyer, but it seemed like the lawyer, I don't know, it was gang related.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And but
you were still a juvenile at the time?
I caught the case at 17 years.
Nah, but even, gang related, but he still initiated it though. It was a threat, regardless of why he initiated it.
Back then, probably now you have more action. Yeah. But back then it was so much criminal activity with the gangs. Wow. So many murders and stuff back then. And it was like, y'all guilty anyway.
Damn.
You see what I'm saying? So
man,
I just didn't want to play with it because I seen too many people getting life.
No, that's right. Yeah.
So I was like, you know what? Let me go ahead and knock. I'm young at the time.
Yeah.
19 when I took the deal. I'm like, I still get out in my 30s. All right, cool. Let's run it. No, I got out at 27.
Yeah.
27 years old.
So when you knew you had to go do that time, what was that? What was going through your head that that damn, okay? Because you hadn't been to prison prior to that, right? Yeah.
No. At this time, I was in the county jail when I took the deal. I went from juvenile hall, no YA, none of that, straight to the county jail. In the county jail, some of the homies from Watts took me up under the wings, homie from Grape Street. So I was already adapted to being around, these grown men. I'm young at the time, right? When I get to prison, some of the dudes I was in juvenile hall with, dude named Sharky, Lil Sharky from PJ Watts, he was in there. I started seeing all my partners from juvenile hall. It was like, it's on, you know what I'm saying? Like, it was like, we got to do this time. You're not getting up out of here.
Yeah.
So the first thing I did was started finding myself in a whole lot of fights. here we go again from the childhood. You don't want to sing like the,
Yep.
the Buster.
Yep.
And if you said something wrong to me, I would swing it.
Mm-hmm.
And then I found out like you can get killed up in here. You know what I'm saying? You get stabbed up and you can't go do something to somebody and hide. So one of my homies, another homie from Watts, he was like, Rock, you can't keep doing that, bro, because you're going to have us all in the crash. You can't keep on fighting these dudes. You know what I'm saying? Especially if you right, you right. But if you wrong, you wrong.
Right.
But, going to the pen, it was like, I still didn't take it serious. I didn't take it serious to the second time going to jail.
Mm.
The first time, it wasn't working out every day.
Yeah.
You know.
Let me ask you, what kind of effect, because I mean, when you do time, your people that love you do time with you, so to speak. Right. So what kind of effect did that have on your family? And I don't know if you had kids at that point.
No, I didn't have no kids. Okay. I blocked all that out.
But your mom, okay.
I blocked out moms. I blocked out brothers. The streets.
Yeah.
I totally blocked it out. This is my new home.
Right.
Let's adapt to this. My grandfather, he was one of the ones that was coming to visit me. Mom's visited me one time, and the time that she came to visit me, I had gotten into a race ride, and I was in the hole.
Yeah.
She like, son, what are you doing? I came all over this, you still up in here. So.
Let me, you know what? It's an interesting thing. Like, I'm born and raised in Kansas City, right, Missouri, but I've been out here a while. I used to come out here in the 90s. It's a funny dynamic with LA and prison. And let me know if I'm off base with this.
Go ahead.
It's kind of this thing that I see where in the LA streets, unless you actually walk the yard or you've been in the county or you've been in jail, it's almost like they don't respect your gangster. They don't, it's almost like your shit is in question if we're going to go into that world, you know, not to glorify it, but it's almost like that's a prerequisite to really being official. Is that fair to say?
Some people think like that.
Yeah.
It's like if you ain't been to the pen, you ain't laid nothing down. You ain't real. But actually, the smart guy is the one that get away.
That's what I thought.
You see what I'm saying?
That's what I thought, bro. I thought the plan was to get away with it.
Right. Not the one to get caught. See,
right.
I was the dummy. I'm the dummy.
I mean, that kind of was a situation that was unpreventable, but I'm just saying I'm just trying to,
but it could have been preventable if I would have listened to my mother.
Yes.
And went to school like she told me that morning.
That part.
So kids, when your mother tell you to do something, listen to your mother, listen to your parents, listen to you. They got your best interests at heart.
And the reason that I asked that is just because, as you say, to the younger people, and I just see it again, me being from somewhere else, the culture's a little bit different. And I was like, damn, out here, boy, they proud about walking them yards. And if you ain't been on the yard, they feel like we don't know who you is.
But you gotta
we don't know
listen
what
to
you
the
about.
guys that's telling the youth this.
Yeah.
A lot of older guys, if the youngsters really pay attention today, see, back then we was manipulated. We wanted to fit in so bad. Today, if the youngsters pay attention to the older guys that's telling them, look at their kids. They not telling their kids to go shoot nobody.
That's right.
They not telling their kids to go rob nobody. They telling the homies, I gotta take my son to football practice.
That's right.
I gotta take my daughter to cheerlead.
Yep.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But then you would come and tell a homie, hey, you ain't putting no work in.
Yeah.
Well, you ain't telling your kid to put no work in, but you sitting up here telling this somebody's child.
That's right.
So today you really don't have to really get involved as much. You know what I'm saying? You got guys like, I'm gonna take responsibility because some of the stuff I put on social media, if a youngster was looking at it, they'll think that's cool. My baby mother sent me a video 2 days ago with my son rapping one of my rap songs that I recorded. And she laughing at the fact that he's rapping the song that me and my little brother made. But I'm like, damn. Like he know this stuff word for word. So every now and then we have to go on social media and take accountability and put the positive message out there. Because when they hear it, he's 13 now. When he hears it, he like, whoa, dad said this, but he's saying this also. And it's my job to say, son, don't pay attention to this.
Right.
Half of the stuff that we do on social media is entertainment.
Entertainment, yeah.
The stuff right here, the khaki suit, Chucks on, this is just my childhood wear, but it's the costume right now.
Right.
When we go to job, we ain't wearing this.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm wearing the glasses, it just look cool.
No, I understand. But,
yeah.
You Compton Ricc Roc right now.
Yeah. I'm in character.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, but like I was saying, they not telling their kids.
Nah, that's real, bro. And I think that's the same thing I be preaching,
time.
even with the music too, right?
Yeah.
Right.
It's just to contextualize it, you know, and put it in perspective, bring context to
Yeah,
it.
a lot
right?
of people
Right.
didn't get to meet Court Dog because that's Court Dog.
Right.
It's not Big Court.
Right.
Court
right.
Dog with the braids from 20 years ago that
Yeah.
I
I
met.
seen that picture.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I seen
yeah,
that
yeah.
picture.
I was a
different.
very different person back then, you know.
Right.
But even then, I was still able to provide context to the things that I was saying on wax, you know, or in a video.
Right.
And I think that's where, like, I think that's the difference between the music now and the media now compared to back in the day. Because, like, with Ice-T, I always use this analogy. First verse, you get money, you got O's, you selling all the dope in the world. You know, second verse, you riding clean, woo, 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 big house. Third verse, fuck, I'm in jail.
I'm in
Damn,
jail.
I'm doing life. My girl
Yeah.
that ran off with my homeboy. Like, you know what I'm saying? So it's painting let's tell the truth. Let's tell the
Right.
whole story.
Right.
You know, and I think that, like, with social media, even with the youngsters, it's cool. I like some gangster shit. I ain't gonna lie, I work out to that shit.
Right.
But at the end of the day, tell the whole truth.
Right.
Even with the females, you know, when you out here and you pushing this whole culture, you know, tell the other side of it. You know,
Right.
the fact that you got, you know, you might wind up with 7 baby daddies and, you know, 10 kids and STDs and not
Definitely.
able to, you
We
know,
call them hood
create
rats.
anything for yourself. Yeah,
Yeah, we call them
yeah,
hood rats.
yeah. But tell the whole story. So, you know, I agree
Right.
with you on that.
Right. I think social media is it's the devil's playground.
Yeah,
I think social media have made a lot of everybody wants to be a celebrity. Everybody wants to be a gangster, an actor. Nobody wants to be the doctor no more.
yeah,
Nobody wants to be the fireman, the mortician.
yeah.
Nobody wants to be the electric guy.
And you
And-
forgetting one person that they not wanting to be. They don't want to be themselves.
Themselves.
Yep.
Correct.
Yep. They don't want to
Correct.
be themselves.
Because when I got on social media, I came home from prison. It was MySpace,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Mhm.
So my little brother, he's my go-to guy. My brother Rail, he do everything for me when it showed me how to navigate through social media. My thing was I could get girls. You know, when I came up, we had to go to the mall with a pencil,
Yeah.
write down numbers. So I used to get girls off of MySpace. So
You had the party line. Remember the party line?
well, we had the party line
The fucking party line.
9767070. I still remember that number. Yeah, that was years ago.
Hey, the party line was cracking.
That's crazy. You know that, well, your phone bill was off the chain, huh?
Who the hell called this? You know what I'm saying?
The party line,
But-
bro. Shout out to the party line.
Instagram came along,
Mm-hmm.
right? So gang pictures, the homies. This is when I knew that social media was real. And this is when it took a turn for me.
Mm-hmm.
It was a rapper by Rest in Peace Slim 400.
Yep. Rest in peace,
I had
Slim.
bought his CD.
Mm-hmm.
I gotta stop saying Finster also. I bought his CD and I played it. And when I played it, it didn't have them DJ Mustard beats.
Mm-hmm.
So I threw the CD out the window, but I'm recording me throwing it out the window.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't think none of it.
Right.
My buddy K-Style hit me up and said, "Hey man, you threw that CD out the window? Send me that video. I'm gonna show you how to go viral." I'm like, "What's viral?"
You didn't even know
man?"
what viral
I didn't
was.
know what it was. He posted that video.
Yeah.
I'm jogging through the neighborhood. I'm
Mhm.
fresh out the pen. I'm jogging through the neighborhood. My phone going off. "Hey Rick, what's up, man? Slim want to talk to you." Slim, who the hell is Slim? 400. Slim 400. What do you want to talk to me about?
Yeah.
"Hey, homie, you threw my CD out the window." I said, "Man, check this out, bro. I bought your CD. I supported the cause. I spent my money. I'm entitled to do what I want to do. If you want to get down, we can get down."
Yeah.
This is how I'm getting at
yeah.
you, right?
Yeah.
So the homie Grimace 400, he the one who hooked everything
Yeah.
up, the one that was on the album with Y.OG.
Right.
It never went nowhere.
Mm-hmm.
But that was the introduction. Like, damn, you could reach anybody on this Instagram. This is different from MySpace.
Yeah.
And then that's when I started putting stuff into play to
Mhm.
what I'm doing now. Comedy skits,
Mhm.
music videos, things like that.
Yeah.
Social media would definitely have you lost in the sauce.
No,
man.
that's real. That's real. You
Yeah.
gotta definitely stand your ground. So that first stint that you did, that first bid, that
Mhm.
11, what was where'd you do that at?
Ironwood, Centinela, damn, what's the one up? No, Corcoran State Prison, Salinas Valley.
Mm-hmm.
And then my points dropped and I went to CMC.
Okay.
Yeah.
What was it like what you thought it was gonna be from the movies like that? Well,
When I went to the county jail,
Okay.
I thought that would be like the movies.
Okay.
And when I found out it wasn't like the movies, when I went to prison was like softer than the county jail.
Wow.
Yeah. State prison.
Wow.
I'm not saying soft like the dudes was
No,
in
I
there
get what you're
soft,
saying. No, I got what
because
you're
I was
saying.
taught as long as you show respect, you're
Right.
gonna get respect.
Right.
But guys wasn't so in the rush to crash.
Right.
Meaning that way.
Right.
It wasn't no more of that just let's get down.
Yeah.
I came to the yard with that mentality because I was young. I was
Yeah.
19 years old when I hit the prison yard. So here I come, and they used to make bets on me every time the alarm go off. Man, I bet you that's Ricc Roc. And here I come in handcuffed, pepper sprayed all up. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
So let me ask you, right? So with that, I mean, any street, any squabbler, you know, you're gonna take some L's too.
right.
So give me a story on a L, somebody that you was like, oh, okay, that was a good one.
Okay, let me see.
Tip me up a little bit.
I didn't really get tipped up, man. But I will say this. It was a guy from 6-0, man.
Mm-hmm.
And he didn't look like he had no squabbles.
Yeah.
And there was another guy. It was two.
Mm-hmm.
Let's get to the 6-0 guy, though. The 6-0 guy came to my cell. We both big. We both got signs on. Man, we fought hard up in there.
Mm-hmm.
I respect him after that.
Right. That's right.
Another time in juvenile hall, I was in I can't think of these things. As the older I get, I forget things. But I was in juvenile hall. It was a dude from Wax neighborhood.
Mm-hmm.
He was from Pacoima.
Yeah.
And me and him got down, and man, that tall, linky dude had edge, boy.
Had that reach. He had that reach.
He had squabbles. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
This is my first time meet somebody from Pacoima. That's my first time ever hearing that neighborhood. But yeah, them two right there.
Okay.
The guy from
But
60s
the thing about it is, I bet after y'all got down, y'all both respected each other.
Oh yeah, for sure, mandatory.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Mandatory.
Yeah, and it was all good from
Yeah.
there. Neither one of y'all probably wanted no more.
Nah, we didn't. We was both hitting too hard.
Yeah.
We was hitting too hard. Me and the guy from 60, we was really near Thunderdome, and
Yeah.
But I disrespected him. Probably called him out his name or something like that. Because I was a big dude up in there. You know, I was young, but I had little signs on me.
Okay.
So I thought that I could just call, disrespect somebody.
Yeah, that's right.
And he wasn't having it that day. He was like, you got me twisted, homie. Come on, let's go up in here.
He
and
was
get
standing on his, huh?
Yeah, went up in there. My thing was lock the door behind him.
Yeah.
So, so you can't run up out of here.
Yeah.
He had some hands, man.
So when you do that, when you pull him up in the cell and lock the door, so y'all just go until you good? Okay.
Till somebody say I'm cool.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? And I used to always tell them, you run out of gas, your ass is grass.
Yeah.
That was my scare tactic.
Yeah.
Because I used to run them laps. So yeah.
Hey, that's real though.
Yeah.
Hey, you can have all the muscle, all the skill, but if your ass ain't got the conditioning, boy, you'll get
wrestle them up a little bit. Let them get. Once I hear that,
it's
on. It's my turn now.
I ain't gonna lie. I tell it, man, I got about 2 good minutes, bro.
Right.
After 2 minutes, bro, you might get me.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You might get me. What was the craziest thing you saw when you was locked up though?
Craziest thing I seen, I was at Centinela. I went from a level 3 yard. The level 4 was on the same yard.
Mm-hmm.
My points jacked up, like I say, steady fighting and stuff like that. So after the riot, they sent me and the homie Sharky from PJ Watts, Lil Sharky, to the hole. They sent us to the level 4 yard.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm sitting in my cell, I'm looking out the window. And I see this Hispanic dude come running around up under the gun tower. I see 2 other guys. They getting him.
Mm-hmm.
Stabbing.
They
Ain't no
sticking
fight.
him?
Sticking him. And I'm looking at this. I tell my cellie, hey, homie, look. He like, what? I'm like, man, dude getting bust on. He like, man, I don't care about nothing. I'm watching TV.
Mm-hmm.
It was like normal.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? That was one. When I went to Salinas Valley to the 180 yard, my first day on the yard, the homie said, watch this. I'm like, watch what? He said, you see that dude right there that just walked on the black basketball court? I said, what about it? He said, watch this. As soon as he got halfway on the yard, halfway back around the yard, they stuck him. Give it to him. They laid the yard down. This is the first time I ever seen this in prison.
Yeah.
Ambulance came, put him on the gurney, put him in the truck, drove him out the yard. The gun tower said, resume program. I said, we not getting locked down? They said, what? I said, I ain't gonna make it home. That's what I said, yeah, you gotta tighten up, buddy.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
The games was over.
So that first stint, I'm sure, did you feel like you had your together? Did you feel like, okay, when I come home, I'm gonna do something different? I'm gonna do this different? Or was you, when you got out, you were still on board?
The first time, I really didn't learn nothing.
Okay.
I didn't learn nothing. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Yeah.
I came home. Fortunately, my son's mother, she's a good woman. She helped me down as much as she could. And I got in contact with the rapper The Game.
Okay.
I started going to the studio when he was making the LAX album.
Mm-hmm.
During this period, I decided I'm about to be rich. Me, him, and Corrupt made a song called All These Hoes. Man, I started smoking that weed. I already got a good job. They fired me. They do a drug test at the job, fire me. Once they fire me, I go back to the block, started hustling. Game over.
Wow.
Get caught with a strap, go back to the pen.
Damn. And that was only how long between?
That was I stayed out 23 months.
Wow.
But during the period of me being out that 23 months, I was back and forth to the studio with Game.
Yeah.
I had a few opportunities to make it in the rap game, met up with Warren G.
Yeah.
I got caught up in that world again.
Yeah.
It wasn't the streets.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't the streets. Because I was going to work. I had a good job. At that time, I'm making $1,000 a week fresh out the pen.
Oh, nice.
That was, I thought that was a lot of money back then.
Yeah.
And
I mean, you're doing all right for your late 20s, $1,000 a week.
My girl at the time, she got a good job. I'm making bread. We cool. And when I get fired from the job for smoking that weed, that's when I went back to the block.
Okay.
And yeah.
So what was your relationship with The Game? You knew him from,
I knew him from high school.
Growing up? Okay. He went to Compton too?
He went to Compton High.
Okay.
Yeah.
How he go to Compton if he from Cedar?
I
mean, not saying how, but understanding that Compton is the Crip school. You see what I'm saying?
At that time, he was a hooper, b-ball player.
Oh, okay.
He was a basketball player and damn good basketball player too.
Yeah.
I don't remember him being from Cedar at that point.
Okay.
You know
so he hadn't got involved at that point.
I don't remember him, at least when I was at high school. You got to think about it, I went to jail also in high school.
Okay.
So maybe during that time.
Got you.
But yeah, man, Chuck was a cool dude, man.
Yeah.
He wasn't one of them type of dudes at school he was just a cool dude.
Yeah.
He wasn't no extra out dude. He was just him. You know what I'm saying? Playing basketball, good, cool.
Was he rapping back then?
I don't remember him rapping.
Okay.
I never heard him bust a rap in high school.
So when you created Y.OG, right? Was that before you went to prison or after you got out?
I was in prison. I was in a hole at Ironwood State Prison, and I had ordered a XXL magazine. It was either XXL or Source, and they spelled my name wrong. It said Y Nick or something like that. I'm like, this ain't me, but hey, I'm fit to keep this magazine because sometimes they will give you the wrong people mail. You get a Source XXL. I'm in the hole. I knew it was my book because I ordered. They just put the name on there wrong, and I used to go by Ricky Automatic because my name is Ricky. That was my rap name. And when I seen that Y Nick, I'm like, oh, that's my rap name, Young Nick. This is from God right here. You know what I'm saying? So the Young Nick came, and then I didn't like the Nick because it was Young Nutty in charge. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I
That's
said,
kind of dope.
Yeah, it was Young Nutty in charge. So I said, you know what? Y.OG, N.I.C. And then I just took the Nick off period and just Y.OG. And it was for Young Original Gangsta. That's what I turned into. And then I thought about it, let's turn this to years of grinding. I've been grinding for a long time to clean it up. I don't want everybody not a gangster.
That's right. That's right. When I went back and listened to some of your music as Y.OG, I mean, it was dope. You was super banged out. I can't remember, but you was banging on in that month though.
Yeah, it was Ain't No Bompton. I did a song called I did an album called City of Candles. I remember riding down Wilmington, seeing candles all on the curb. And this was happening every time. This when I got out of prison. I'm like, damn, all these goddamn candles on the ground, man. City of Candles. It's City of Candles. So I made an album, but it wasn't gangster. It wasn't gangster. I did one diss song, and that was towards the game. We'll talk about that later, but it didn't go nowhere. I did the Ain't No Bompton, and the negative stuff just it made noise.
Right.
And it's crazy how with our culture, we could try our hardest to do the positive. And it won't get no recognition. Maybe because we don't put enough time into it.
That's right.
But the negative stuff it automatically takes off, but it's dangerous
It
and
is.
it don't have longevity.
That's right.
But
And
we get
there it is.
tricked
Yep.
into believing that this is the way, this is the route.
Yeah.
So on my YouTube channel, I'm gonna take this to something else.
Mhm.
I did a thing called Positive Vibes during the pandemic. I used to preach to the young kids, to the youngsters, any young person that was listening to me. What little wisdom that I got,
Mhm.
it didn't go nowhere.
That's right.
The moment I get online
Yeah.
and started disrespecting people, clowning
Start
people,
going up. Yeah.
it goes up.
Yep.
And I never seen nothing like this to where it's like, wow, I'm getting recognized from playing this dangerous game. It's
Yep.
basically a sell your soul game.
Yep.
Working for the devil.
Mhm.
I seen a YouTuber a month ago get murdered. I don't know what he got murdered for,
Mhm.
but it kind of like sparked something in my brain. I also noticed on YouTube, the YouTube community, that kind of content
Yep.
was dry for about a good 2 weeks.
Mhm.
The numbers dropped,
Mhm.
right? I started it back up. Started going hard, pushing buttons.
Mhm.
Not meaning that I really wanted conflict with these guys.
Yeah.
It was a game.
Right.
But this game gets very dangerous.
It does.
Because not only am I talking about you, you mocking these guys' neighborhood.
Yep.
You making a mockery of your homies as if they,
Mhm.
and you know how it go. It all from the beginning of the conversation. You
Yep.
don't want to be the weakling.
Exactly.
And it's always somebody that's willing to step up to the plate to prove themselves to the older
That's
homie.
right. And just to bounce off of that real quick, the up thing about that is what I would want the youngsters to understand and what I already know. See, I'm almost 50, right?
Right.
And a lot of people don't realize I'm as old as I am.
Right.
But I've been there, done that, right? And prevention is the best cure. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So the older you get, you learn how to just keep your nose clean and stay out of it. But
Right.
it's such a fucked up dichotomy because it creates this situation. So you know how like the internet is like, think about it. If you, it's like a big ass high school. So imagine being in a hallway, you
Right.
know, and it say some disrespectful to you because everybody's looking and everybody says, "Ooh," you know, you got to respond,
You have to
right?
respond.
But now, if it was just you and him in that hallway, and he says something, y'all could both try to figure it out.
Right.
Like, man, what's up with you, bro? Like, why you know what I'm saying? I don't got no problem with you. And be like, you know, you could get some dialogue, right? Possibly, depending on the temperaments of the individual. So the thing about social media is it creates this this place where they want you to crash out.
They waiting
And
for you.
then when you crash out, they call you stupid.
Stupid. He's dumb.
They call you stupid.
And
it's such a fucked up,
and it gets
you know,
it gets
thing.
deeper than that too, right? Say me and you, we going out on the internet.
Mm-hmm.
We have a sense that this ain't going nowhere.
Right.
Because it ain't nothing to make a phone call and let's get this out
Exactly.
of the way, right?
Exactly.
But like I say, even if I call you and say, "Hey, Court, and we're gonna put this together,
Right,
run this up," because you got guys that do that, right?
for sure.
But they don't tell the people behind them,
Yep.
"Hey, y'all be
Yep.
quiet. Watch the
It's
show."
a play. Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So by them not knowing,
Yep.
now they getting involved.
Exactly.
And when it gets involved, it goes back to what you just said.
Yep.
I think, man, we need a YouTube peace treaty. And
Mhm.
coming from me, the
Mhm.
one that's been keeping a lot of
Yeah.
conflict going up within the last month or two.
But let me say this though, bro. You have, but
Right.
if in my opinion and from my perspective, you still do it in a certain type of way where, at least from my perspective, it's not. It's you know you still have a bit of humor and
Right.
intellect in it.
Right.
So one that has sense. Let me say this. I mean, for us that's enlightening, I can see how less intelligent may just take it for face value. Oh, he turned up is whatever, right?
Right.
But I can see the humor.
Right.
Like I literally, when I watch your, I be like, man, this is funny. Like
Right.
you
Right.
know, like this nigga, you could tell, like
Right.
he's
That's intentionally.
yeah.
That's
It's like
intentionally.
you probably taking it serious, but I can see the sarcasm in this whole play,
See,
in this whole thing.
That was my strategy plan.
Yeah.
My strategy, it started. Who was my first? I really don't want to say these guys' name, but
Right.
you know what? It is what it is. I shine, we all shine.
Yeah.
It all started with Spider Loc and my homeboy BG Knockout.
Shout out to Spider Loc. He's
Shout
a
out
friend
to-
of the show, and
I'm
BG's the homie too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Since we on the
Yeah, for sure.
we on a different podcast.
We all connected,
Right.
so it's
So-
and we all content
Right,
creators. So
right.
I call them content creator wars. But
right.
go ahead.
So I'm gonna say it was BG Knockout
Mm-hmm.
and Spider Loc
Mm-hmm.
having an altercation. I don't even remember what the altercation was. Only thing I know is I was one of them guys in the background who didn't understand what they was going at it for.
Mm-hmm.
It stuck my nose in two grown men's business.
Right.
Right. And when I stuck my nose in a business, it caused a conflict between me and Spider.
Mm.
Right. Me and Spider had some back and forth going at it, and it kind of died down.
Mm-hmm.
We both realized this ain't going nowhere.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? At the time, Spider was doing what I'm doing now.
Mm-hmm.
He knew what he was doing.
Right.
I didn't
You didn't
understand.
know the play. Yeah.
I didn't understand what you
I
said.
got caught up in that
war.
too.
So I
Yeah.
got caught up in
Yeah.
his game.
Yep.
And at the certain point, I forgot about it.
Mm-hmm.
Recently, it was some stuff on the internet with some other content creators. And me being the jokester that I am, I guess these guys forgot that I did comedy. I guess they forgot I was walking around with some boots on
Yeah.
and some other glasses on and my little wig on and
Yeah.
doing all these comedy skits
Mm-hmm.
just a year ago.
Yeah.
They forget this part, right? Spider, and let me rewind it. Me and him had squashed the BG Knockout
Mhm.
beef like a week prior
Mhm.
to it restarting up again, right? I said some things to these content creators. He said some things to me. I took it somewhere else because it went outside of the internet. Once it went outside of the internet, it went back to it being on.
Mhm.
And we just been having this going back and forth thing.
Mhm.
But I made sure when I did content on these guys, I kind of made it, put little comedy skits up in
Right.
there. But the last time I said, you know what, let me turn up the fire because now I'm playing the game that you was playing a couple of years ago. Now I understand this game.
Yeah. Yeah.
And when it's like, okay, you know what's going on now.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, well,
right.
you know,
right. You
but
can
I
play
don't
back. Yeah.
to be 100 with you, man. I don't really have no problem with none of these guys. If it was a problem, it ain't nothing for us to, man, let's go in one of these backyard. We all
Yeah.
old, man. You down there close to
Exactly.
50. I'm close. Spider Loc's the grandfather.
Yeah,
I'm down there 50
yeah,
years old myself.
yeah.
I'm 43 years old.
Okay. Yeah. Me and
So-
Spider the same age.
So what
Yeah.
do they expect? Like, it's just like, this is a show for these guys.
For
We
sure.
not faking. We real street dude. We live
Right.
that life already. We
Right.
didn't been to the penitentiary. We didn't went through all the game.
Right.
But at the same time, I think there is a point to where we got to learn how to, when we do this, break this. At some point, somebody got to say, you know what? Hey, enough is enough.
Exactly.
Enough is enough
Exactly.
because we do got people that's watching.
Yep.
Ain't nobody trying to die over no.
No,
They're
that's
not paying
real.
us enough.
That's real, bro. And that's what I said, kind of like going back to when I went to I did my interview on No Jumper. And I had kind of spoke on whack a little bit just
Mhm.
because I didn't understand. I was like you.
Right.
I didn't get to play. I'm new to this YouTube. My podcast is Holdin Court Podcast is 2 years old.
Right.
That's my time on YouTube. Before now, I didn't even know how to upload a video.
Wow.
I didn't watch YouTube. I wasn't in tune with none of this, right? I'm living a real life. Cause I'm thinking, damn, this is real life. Like if I say it, then that's what it is. You
Right.
said it. So
Right.
I'm figuring when I see you, not me, because I haven't had any problems. But if that were to be a thing, then, but like you said, I think it could be a balance, you know what I'm saying? But I can respect and appreciate the entertainment value of some of it. Cause like I said, I'm not gonna be a hypocrite. Some of it I'm entertained by,
Yeah,
it's
like watching a movie.
but I ain't gonna lie though. I got a lot of, and people probably gonna hate me for saying this, some people, right? But I'm not gonna lie. I got a lot of game media wise and content wise of what to do and what not to do, watching Whack and what he's done with Clubhouse.
Right.
And just understanding the culture of this whole thing. You
Right.
know, see, they got their own lingo in Clubhouse. It's whole world.
Right.
Come in here so we can pack your ass up.
Right.
Now in real life,
That
you're
ain't gonna fly.
thinking that what? Hold up. don't get on here and be threatening me. They like, nobody threaten your pussy ass. Come in here and get packed out, and we just gonna overtalk you. We gonna clown you. We gonna, you know what I'm saying? This is the wars of the words. Get in here with the war of the words.
If this is something that you want to get into, right?
Yeah. Now, mind you, like you said, but let me say this real quick.
Go ahead.
I don't do that type of content,
Right.
but I came to understand it,
Right.
you know, so go ahead, though.
You got Spider Low,
Yep,
50 Cent,
yep,
Charleston White,
yep,
and there's a few more.
You
50
do,
Cent,
yeah.
Spider Low, Charleston White, and who else? Help me out.
In
Bosco?
terms of, you got Bosco.
Bosco.
But Bosco's
Bosco.
more comedy, though. He's more,
But these are the
He
guys.
trolls though.
yeah, he is a troll.
If
He's
you
a big
throw
troll.
all
I love
those
Bosco.
guys,
Bosco hilarious.
throw all them and
Yeah.
make one.
Yeah,
It's a monster.
that's right.
And I don't care who here it is. I studied all them
That's right.
and I put them all in one.
Yeah.
So when you see me on there, they like, we know this from somewhere, but we can't put our hand on it because I got a little bit of you,
Yeah.
little bit of you, little bit of you, and I
Yeah.
put it all against
That's
you.
right. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So
That's right.
that's how I was able to work.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. Nah, it's interesting, bro. Like, again, I came to understand that space of it, you know, and like I said, I think a lot of people that aren't privy to the information and understand, some of it do be real.
Right.
Let's
Yes,
not
it do be real.
let's not
Some of it do
mistake
be real.
that. Some of this doesn't need to be on social media, and
Right.
it do be real. But, you know, a good portion of it just be trolling and talking and
Right.
being funny and trying to
Right.
clown and get their YouTube money.
Right. And like I say, nobody is getting 1 million views
That's
off
right.
none of these
Off
videos.
of none of it.
You're not loading up 10 garbage, trash talking videos
Yeah.
and getting millions of views off of it.
Yeah.
So you're basically risking your life for what, a couple $1,000?
Couple $1,000,
You know
bro.
what I'm saying? It's
And
not.
then you're not building no brand. And at
You're
the
not
end of the day,
killing the
some of
brand.
them videos get demonetized. And
Yes.
the CPM is so low because you just on there cussing and talking a bunch of like you
Yes.
really ain't making no money for real.
Yes. That's why my last videos that I've been putting up, like I put one up on my YouTube channel.
Mhm.
It was basically like, let me switch a little bit of something.
Yeah.
I put on there, I said, you know what? Let's see who can create content
Mhm.
and get the same amount of views or more without having to
Without
trash talk,
doing that,
without
yes.
having to degrade each other.
Yeah.
Let's see who could put out real content.
Yep.
Because nowadays you really don't have to have a talent.
No.
You get on the internet and talk,
Yeah.
and you could blow up. You know what I mean?
For people like
But it
me
don't
and you,
last.
and especially because you more traffic in that space than I do, you know, you have a good message, bro. Sometimes you got to just put the medicine in the candy. You know what I'm saying? You hook them with the bull and the controversy, and then once you get them, you kind of lace them and give them some game and teach them something.
Right.
You
right.
know.
See, I know Whack.
Hmm.
I remember when Whack, we had went to a show, one of game shows.
Hmm.
Went to one of his shows, and it was Blueface.
Hmm.
I told Blueface, come on, let's get on the bus. It was one guy, he brung some posters. It was a white guy, he brung some posters, right? So Whack, get on it. You not bringing all that shit on the bus? I'm talking about he went berserk on it, and then he looked at me and winked his eye. I said, this dude, Whack, is a genius with this stuff, man.
Yeah.
Like, he understands it. You know what I'm saying? Nothing happened to him.
He contextualized it for me. I mean, I told you, I thought all of this, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Was what it was. And he
Right.
was like, man, and his exact words to me, man, y'all too tough for me.
Right. Right.
Like, this is the internet.
Right.
Like, but I don't play that game. I don't have the temperament for it, but I respect people do how they do.
Right. It's getting played out, actually.
Yeah.
It's really because I'm gonna tell you something, man. When I started YouTube, like I said, we was loading up music, we was loading up comedy skits.
Mm-hmm.
Now YouTube have literally. Sometimes I won't post for a few days because it's draining, mentally draining. When you looking for content to search for,
Yep.
and all you see is this.
That's
and,
a fact.
And the sad part
That's a
about it,
fact.
my ass is in the algorithm. I'm like,
you
damn.
seeing yourself.
I don't
like,
even watch the video. I don't even watch it. I just like, oh man,
Yeah.
like I got it. Come on, Rock, you got to do something
Dog,
about this.
I
Man.
thought
You
it
got
was
to
just
change
me.
this, man.
So sometime when I'm working out, I'll listen to, and it's so funny, bro, because us here in LA, we got our own little ecosystem of content creators. You know what I'm saying? So it's like with the clubhouse, this person going at that person, and I'm just like you, bro. I was in the gym one day and I was like, man, let me turn it off. It's draining.
It's draining,
It's
man.
draining as like, So I had to, you know, kind of come up off of it for a couple weeks.
It's the
but,
same content sometimes too.
Yeah.
On multiple platforms.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
listening to the same content.
It's draining.
Yeah.
Now imagine if you put all these guys
Mm-hmm.
in one room and let them just
Yeah.
have a microphone. That'd be some crazy stuff.
I
man.
want to do that though. What you said, I think because I'm neutral, you know what I mean, and I have a decent sized platform. I want to do what you said. I want to get all the opposing, especially out here. We get the Spider Lokes, Bosco, Crip Mac, you. We can bring Wax Ass up in here.
Right.
You know what I mean? We get everybody that just be going at it.
That'd be some funny.
And just, I think we start the first part by letting everybody just get their grievances out, clown,
Right.
and say what you want to say.
We got a big ass round table next
Yeah,
door.
yeah.
Right.
We just do the round
And
table.
then come back, and then because what we demonstrate is people can talk like men,
right.
and then the positive side of it is we all here, and
especially if you have a hidden camera.
Yeah.
If you have a hidden camera and you bring all these guys in the room first,
Yeah.
and then let the hidden camera show them reacting, nobody's tripping.
Yeah.
But then when the camera come on, it come these kids. It's showtime.
Yeah. Ain't no fight, no.
No,
Y'all
no fight.
can't be fighting. All you getting searched up in this.
Right. No
Like,
fight. You
Ain't
know what I'm
nobody
saying?
gonna have a gun up in
Right.
here but me.
I ain't seen nobody. Listen, shout out to Bosco
Yeah.
and Nina Boy. Shout
Yeah.
out to what's the dude from Long Beach? DW Flame
DW Flame.
and Moneybag Rose.
Yeah.
These are the first guys that I seen
Yeah.
have an issue.
And get into the ring.
Yeah.
Yep.
Forget the money because it ain't, you know.
Yep.
But they went in there and put on some content.
No, that's right. That's
you
right.
know,
I mean, Bosco and Gonzo too.
Yeah.
Bosco and Gonzo. Yeah,
They
that's
was the
who-
first to
Gonzo.
do
Yeah,
it.
that's the watch. Yeah,
They was
that
the
was-
first to do it.
yeah.
Yeah.
Rest in peace, Gonzo, man.
Yeah, rest in peace to the homie
That's my
Gonzo.
boy,
He was
man.
supposed to be here.
Yeah,
Yep.
man. Rest in peace, Gonzo.
Yep.
So I'm thinking like, if we have internet issues, right, and we gang members,
Mm-hmm.
gang affiliated, whatever the case may be, how about when you guys get in this ring, don't do it for yourself for the money. Take the money and let's donate it to, let's say for the gangs, for the kids, gang
Mhm.
prevention or something like that.
Yep.
Let's donate the money to help save kids, which is not a lot, but you'll be surprised with a $12,000, my $12,000 check, your 12, that's 24,000.
Right.
That could be for, they could have a new whatever. We
Yeah.
donate
Yeah.
the money.
Right.
Let's start doing stuff that makes sense,
That's
man.
right.
Let's not do this stuff and make
Let's not
money
do it just in
the
vain.
initial,
Yeah. Yeah.
you know, motive.
Yeah.
you know.
I want to ask you something. So how did you and Crip Mac connect?
Renee Lowe. She's
Okay.
a female
Shout
out
out
of
to
Compton.
Rennie
man.
Lowe. Yeah, I'm familiar
She's
with Rennie.
I'm saying my own city wrong.
Yeah.
She's a female from Compton.
Yeah.
I want to do a skit with Renee Lowe
Mm-hmm.
because I think that she just naturally talented
Mm-hmm.
as a comedian. I reached out to Renee Lowe and asked her to do a skit. She said, "Okay, I'm on the way, but I've got to pick up this guy." I ain't knowing who the guy was. So when she get in front of my house, at this time, Crip Mac is not big yet.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? I seen him on the internet probably a couple of times playing with his cat at his grandma's house, and him and Lupe going to restaurants, clowning with the people ordering their food. He got this thing of where he doesn't say French fries, he say 5 fries.
Yeah.
And he don't say hamburger, he say hamburger, or do you got a kurger?
Yeah.
So I thought that was, funny at the time. So when he pulls up in front of my house, I'm like, "Man, ain't this the dude?" She's like, "Yeah, this is Crip Mac. I gotta take him to a studio session," which was in Bellflower. I say, "Well, hey, let's get a skit in real quick." So we go to the police station. I play her uncle, Rennie Lowe's uncle. Me and Crip Mac get arrested for picking up prostitutes on Figueroa. And that's how that started.
Yeah.
And we loaded up the video. I didn't think nothing of it. I guess the video did some numbers, and he called me back a few days later like, "Hey, let's knock out some more skits." And then it just went for doing. I didn't know that they was getting money off of YouTube at this time.
Mm.
I was doing it because I was impressed by the likes. I was one of them like freaks at the time. And the views. Hey man, I got 1,000 views, you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? But the whole time, they getting the check off the,
Yeah.
you see what I'm saying? So I'm like, why is he wanting these skits? Like,
Mm-hmm.
man, when I found out they making money off them skits, you know what I'm saying? But that's how me and him hooked up through Rennie Lowe.
And so how did y'all eventually, because I know y'all kind of had a falling out,
We had a falling out
Yeah.
over $55, man.
Really?
Yo, well, $55.
You ain't joking? Like $55 for it?
I'm not joking, man.
Okay.
You gotta think about it. I did a lot of skits with Crip Mac.
Yeah.
Some he did pay me for, but he didn't have to pay me. I would just say, man, just throw me some gas money.
Mhm.
I come because I had to pick him up.
Mhm.
So I needed some gas money. I'm gonna
Right.
pick you up. At the time, he wasn't really the big Crip Mac he is today. It was like, hey, I don't care who you. I need $50 for the tank, bro. So he goes to jail, and he calls me. He say his exact words was, "Hey Hood, I'm Croc. I need $55 on the books, Hood." I said, "I got you, cut. Don't worry about it."
Mhm.
But I was going through some stuff, man,
Mhm.
and I wasn't able to live up to my word. I feel bad about that. I get clowned all through social media about not giving them $55.
Right,
You know what I'm
right,
saying? You
right.
Rick Rock.
Yeah.
And that's what started it. When he got out of prison, out of jail this time,
Mhm.
Lupe had called me probably a month prior to him getting out. And I talked to him on the phone. He was like, "Rock, we're gonna do some work." When he got out, I never hit him up about doing work.
Mhm.
And I seen him on the internet with China Mac, and they was walking through, I don't know which neighborhood it was. And I didn't know who was behind the camera. Only thing I see is these two guys walking through this neighborhood. And this was my first time doing reaction videos. I wanted to get into reaction because a dude named Milk.
Yeah,
I
Milk
seen
74.
Milk,
Yeah.
Milk 74. I seen him doing a reaction video. And I said, man, I like how Milk do this, man. Like,
Mhm.
I like how he stops the video and talk about it.
Yeah.
I've never seen it done that way because I was doing other stuff.
Yeah.
So I tried to duplicate what I seen Milk doing. And I started talking about him, but in a way to where I was like basically telling them, hey, this is dangerous what y'all doing, man. And I wouldn't be doing that. China Mac, you gonna get hit up too. If they get him, they gonna get you too. And Crip Mac went on a video and he said, Rick Rock just mad because I won't work with him. He couldn't even give me $55 when I was locked up, Hood.
Yeah.
He just mad because he work a normal job and he not a celebrity. When he said that, when Crip Mac said that, I took my lokes off. I took my lokes off. I looked at that TV screen.
Yeah.
I said, it's on.
Yeah.
Boy, it's on.
You gotta get it.
I'm not a clout chaser. You a
Yeah.
clout donator. You just donated me some clout, right? And man,
Yeah.
I went haywire,
Yeah.
but I think I should have, by me being older,
Mhm.
I think my approach should have been different.
Mhm.
I don't think I should have disrespected him because he did take my channel. I only had 1,700 followers.
Mhm.
When Crip Mac went to jail, I made this video telling people how he was. No, I take that back. When he got his DP, I got on the line
saw that
and
one.
I
Yeah.
told people like how good of a dude he was.
Yeah, I
and
saw that one.
stuff like that.
Yeah.
And that video did like 300,000 views.
Mhm.
And my subscribers went up tremendously.
Mhm.
And I couldn't believe it.
Yeah.
So
You was telling them some real shit in there. That's when your content caught my eye because I was
Yeah.
kind of like, damn, it's somebody else speaking my language because
Right.
I had Crip Mac on the show twice. And
You
each
did.
time, I tried to let him do him and entertain, but I also tried to give him some real life, game.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And because, I wanted him to win. I still want him to win. And I consider Crip Mac nephew. He hit me at least once a week. You know what I
Right.
mean? And, but, like I know,
Right.
Crip Mac is temperamental. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? Because he went in on me a few times. Like,
Right.
I just ignored it, because you have to understand respectfully, Crip Mac is younger than my oldest child, So I think like he hung up on me. He hit me from jail. And it's just my nature because I think because I respect him as a grown man, but because he is my child's age, you know what I'm saying? So that I guess that paternal thing comes out, and then
Right.
big homie. So when he was in jail, I was just kind of like, I started preaching to him. And I know that's probably not the time. You don't want to hear that when he behind the wall. But it was coming from a good place, you know what I'm
Right.
saying? It said, man, hang up on cuz, and whoever he had
Right.
called me hung
Right.
up on me.
He was
And,
incarcerated with one of my homeboys, and he was incarcerated with
Yeah.
one of the homies, and one of my homies was in a cell with him.
Mm-hmm.
So I told my homie, like, man, look out for him. Make sure he's straight. Make sure nobody rush him up in there. So even though I didn't have the money at that time
Yeah.
to send him, I was in the
Yeah.
process of getting a new job
Mm-hmm.
because I wasn't working at the time. But I did get hired for a new job. So I'm thinking like my homie, he balling, he up. Look
Yeah.
out for him. If I'm in the cell, if you in the cell with me and I got it,
Mm-hmm.
you got it.
Mm-hmm.
You ain't did no foul stuff. So that's just how I operate. You're not going to be in the cell. I'm not going to eat in front of you.
Right.
So I just think that it was a lot of stuff also behind the scenes.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was a lot of stuff behind the scenes, but at the same time, man, shout out to what he's doing. Shout out Crip Mac. Shout out what he's doing.
Yeah, shout out Crip Mac, man. I
disrespect.
like Crip Mac, man. I think he's a decent dude.
Right.
He his mind works how it works.
Right.
I remember after he came on the first time, he had went at Cam, and then he threw me in on it. And I remember Adam reposted in the story. He was like, big court. He's a butt muncher. He called me something, right? And I remember, but he came on the show later and he apologized. But you understand what you're dealing with. You understand that Crip Mac will wake up one day and just get in his head something and be like, you know what, fuck you.
No,
then 2 days later, you know what?
He's an entertainer.
My bad.
See, I know him. This is the thing right here. When I would pick Crip Mac up in the morning when we first started doing skits, this guy would say, "Hey, y'all want something to eat? Y'all want a cup of coffee?
Mm-hmm.
Y'all want to get something?" I'm like, "No, we good, right?" But soon as I turn that camera on, that's when that character come out. So after a few times, I said, "Is this motherfucker playing me, man? Is he fooling me?"
Yeah.
Because I never seen the wild, crazy side until the camera comes on.
Yeah.
He was a natural actor, right?
Right.
So that's when I said, you know what? I'm going to play the Custer, what he call it.
Yeah.
You going to play Debo in every skit. You going to chase me around, sock me out, because I see this going somewhere. Debo dead.
Yeah.
In the industry, Hollywood needs another black bully.
Yeah.
We going to make you that. That was my whole plan, whole idea.
Yeah.
Him chasing me around, Rick Rock, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
But it was entertainment.
Yeah. Yeah.
But somewhere down the road, it got
outside influences. Yeah. Do you think that
rest in peace, Tiny, by the way.
Yeah.
Rest in
Tiny
peace,
was a
Tiny.
You
partner
ever
of
seen
mine.
him and Tiny in the I Got the Hookup?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Tiny. Yeah, we did
Yeah,
that.
I
I played his
cool dude, man.
nephew and I got the hookup too.
Yeah.
Yeah, Tiny was my partner in real life.
Yeah.
Do you think that that I think personally that China Mac is good for Crip Mac?
Yeah, I clown. You know what? I clown a lot, man. And sometimes I'm on Big Court Podcast,
Yeah.
so this is not the we gonna take it up
Yeah.
on some
Yeah.
maturity talk. I clown China Mac. I clowns Crip Mac. I clowns everybody.
Mm-hmm.
But to be 100, China Mac is actually he understands branding.
Yeah, he does.
He understands branding, and I think what him and Crip Mac is doing right now, I think that is a good space for him.
Yep.
Because even though Crip Mac wants to, be who he naturally is on the internet, I think China Mac kind of like controls it.
Yeah, he's able to really man a little bit.
He's able to really man and get him to understand the big picture that a lot of us wasn't able to do.
No,
I
that's
think
right.
he spent more time with him.
That's right.
In trying to get him to understand.
Yeah, I wanted to do that. I really, and I wanted that for him. I just didn't have the time. Like you said,
Right.
China Mac is
Takes
able
a lot of
to
time.
spend that time with him. But when I saw it, and I don't know China Mac personally, but just by watching him, he seemed like he's 100, like he's a solid cat.
Right.
And he's got sense too.
Right.
So when I saw it, I was like, man, good for him.
Right.
Like, I think that's a good look.
I think, man, you know what? Everybody, you're going to meet somebody during your life that's going to really see something in you more than you see in yourself.
That's right.
I don't think China Mac is doing it for money, because I remember before Crip Mac went to jail, China Mac was spending time with him then before he went the
That's
second
right.
time.
Yep.
So I think China Mac just understands that this guy right here is he just need a little polishing up.
That's it. That's it.
and he's going to take off.
I think Crip Mac has a lot of potential to do some things. Kids love him. You
Right,
know,
they
the
love him.
internet love him.
Right.
I actually have an idea. I got a couple movies that I have him in mind
Right.
for. You know what I'm
He'll
saying?
he'll do perfect.
No
Yeah,
jump,
for
no
sure.
jumper done right by him.
Yeah,
No
he
jumper did right
yeah.
by him too.
Yep.
I don't mess. See, a lot of people get this misconception that Rick Roc hating on Crip Mac. Rick Roc's a hater, but they don't understand
Yeah.
that Rick Roc is a actor.
Right. Right.
Rick
And
Roc
see, I
started
get it.
in the game.
I get it. Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I understand content. A lot of these
Yeah.
people in the comments, they don't.
Yeah.
But I think Crip Mac will actually do good in the movie.
Yep.
Like I say, Debo's gone.
Yep.
You put him in the right movie with the right role,
That's right.
I
And
think he will
surrounding with
kill
the
it
right people. You
with
know.
the right people.
Yep.
He will
Yeah.
kill it. And he's going to get there.
Yeah.
He's going to get there. Somebody's going to take a chance.
Yeah.
Somebody's going to take a chance. You say, you know what? Let's get the makeup artist to fix him up. Nobody wants to see nothing happen to Crip Mac.
No.
For him to do the things that he do, say the things that he say, have the tattoos that
Mhm.
represent what it represents.
Mhm.
I think even behind the door, secretly, some of them guys like him.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Right. No, that's true.
Like Charleston
That's
White.
true. Yeah.
Nobody liked Charleston White,
Right.
but we love Charleston White.
Right.
Charleston White gonna say something that your grandfather or your father would tell you.
I ain't gonna
And-
lie.
and
Charleston
when-
White be saying some real.
He say
So,
he say some crazy
he
stuff,
say some crazy.
but the
he
real
say
stuff
some
that
real
he
sh-
say is the sugar and the
Yep.
medicine.
Exactly.
And when
Yep.
he gets you, he got you.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's the same thing with Crip Mac. Everybody wants to see Crip Mac make it because we all want to see Crip Mac where he's not in harm's way no more.
That's right.
Everybody wants to see
That's right.
this particular guy make it.
Yep.
He's going to make it. He had already made it.
Yeah.
But they want to see him go to the next level to
Yeah.
where
When I met Crip Mac and I had him come on the show, I actually used to worry about him. I used to be concerned with him, concerned about him. You know what I'm saying? Just because, you know how the streets is still the streets. You know
Right.
what I mean? So I wanted to ask you this other thing. So I seen where you did Cam Capone and you brought up Chris Brown and you brought up
Soulja
Soulja
Boy.
Boy. Do you think the flag is for sale?
I don't think the flag is for sale.
Mhm.
What I think is a lot of these guys just so happen to meet somebody from these neighborhoods and they might have a personal relationship on something else, but
Mhm.
they want to show them at the same time, like, I'm really that guy for my
Mhm.
section. Let me take you to my hood.
Mm-hmm.
And I think when they take these guys to their hood, I think when they see this gang stuff, they get intrigued by it.
Mm-hmm.
And they don't get put on, they represent it. And whatever relationship that the guy might have with these guys, of course, they're gonna look out for him. I think that's how it started. I don't think it's for sale. I just think that sometimes the neighborhoods, I think some of these guys be groupies, man.
Mm-hmm.
I think sometimes these gang members be groupie and they just be happy to have an entertainer around representing their neighborhood. It just makes the gang look cool and bring the girls and the money, get in concerts. I think that's what I don't think it's for sale, because if it was for sale, shit, the whole neighborhood, the artists would be bankrupt.
Yeah.
You know?
And the reason I say that is because you get somebody like the thing, like even with like what I never understood, especially me being from somewhere else, and where I come from is gang culture as well, right?
Mhm.
But how I've been able to stay out the way of the politics, I'm cool with who's cool with me. I
Right.
don't get involved with I respect the LA politics and all of that and people's issues, but when you have I think a lot of out of towners, they make the mistake of like, me and Rick Roc cool, right? But I'm not trying to get with Rick Roc and say, yeah, let's go over to Nutty. You know what I'm saying? And
Right.
hang out. And now I'm, because now what you do is you inherit all the that come with them.
Exactly.
So I can't be off in Calabasas or traveling and trying to represent something and I don't even know what's going on in the hood.
Right,
You're
right.
not even there. You don't even know that got into it last night.
Right.
And now it's an issue. But you
Right.
still you got enemies that you don't even know about. So it
Right.
don't even make sense.
Right. You're guilty. You're still guilty by association. I
Yeah.
want to say this before we
Yeah.
I just want to tell all the people out there that's listening, man. This internet culture, this gang culture, like, be yourself.
That's right.
Be yourself. You really don't have to get too much involved with this stuff. Your life is
Mhm.
way more precious.
Yep.
Imagine if a lot of these guys that's passing away would have made it to be 50, 60. We didn't kill some judges, some police officers, some teachers,
That's
some
right.
doctors that probably could have had a cure for cancer, HIV. We
Mhm.
probably didn't murder some people that could have saved our lives, not just the African American community, all races, walks of life. You see what I'm saying? So a lot of this stuff, we got to start teaching these youngsters, man, that this is not the way. This is not the route. You know what
Mhm.
I'm saying? I'm not a good example at times. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes I get off course, but for the majority of it, I know this interview going to be around for a long time. So I don't want to just make this about the Crip Mag, the gang, where I'm from, my neighborhood. I also want to put a message out there for the youngsters and
Mhm.
also for the women. The booty hole brown and the pee hole pink and all that. Let's do better than that too. You know what I'm saying? We got to start raising more good women out here. It ain't about selling your soul. Be somebody productive to your children. Raise your kids, men and women. This is what we need to be doing in our community. The killing has to stop. We're going to kill each other off.
Mhm.
So we got to be held accountable. We have a responsibility. Me, Court, Bosco, Spider Load,
That's right.
all of us, Brick Baby.
Mhm.
We are tearing down the community every time we get on film and disrespect one another. We are
Mhm.
setting a bad example for our community. We can't get on here and put the negative out
Right.
and don't at least put out some positive. You
Exactly.
can't start a car without a negative and a positive.
Right.
So
Right. No, and that's real. And that's what I try to do with the platform. I tried to be that
I
balance.
love it. I
I
love it,
tried to
man.
be that balance where I could still have the Boscos, the Crip Max, the Rick Rocks, but then I also have the Michael Jai Whites, the Ice T's, you see what I'm saying?
And Ice-T, I apologize for getting on my social media platform. Don't realize if you seen it. I know you was tipsy on that drink, champs. I apologize for disrespecting the OG,
Yeah.
Ice-T. You was one of the first rappers I heard my father
Mhm.
pull up in his lowrider, banging that original gangster. And that's what made me want to be a mother gangster.
And I reached out to you on that too.
You sure did.
I reached out to you on
You
that
sure did.
respectfully.
Respectfully.
I was like, hey, bro, like, what's the issue? How can we fix it? You know
Right.
what I mean? I was like, man, that's my
Right.
partner. I
If
know
they say I do clout chasing,
hmm
I don't consider me doing clout chasing with the
Mhm.
guys that say I clout. I
Mhm.
think they are clout donators.
Yeah.
But if I am going to be held
Yeah.
responsible for clout chasing, I think the Ice-T moment was a clout
That's
chasing
it
moment.
right there.
Yeah.
So tell everybody what you got going. What you got coming good?
I just want to continue to be a presence on my social media platform. I spent a lot of money on this camera that I have,
Mhm.
lenses, lights, and stuff. So I want to get into filming.
Yeah.
That's something that I really want to do. Direct movies. For some reason, man, just filming has become a love.
hmm
I love it.
That's dope.
For me to get off a 2023 Harley Road Glide to go buy some cameras, that
Mhm.
says a lot. And I'm one of the guys that have a low rider every summer.
Yeah.
I didn't have them all. And for me to lose not all my love for that, but to have more love for that camera than anything I ever done, I know this is what I'm here for.
Dope.
This
So
is what I'm here for.
you into the directing,
I
the
love it.
writing, the cinematography.
Shout
so
out
you
to Papa
just
Z Films. That's the
just
guy
moving.
who Papa Z Films, dude named C Rider and Spitfire, taught me my editing, filming.
Mhm.
I didn't know anything about camera, ISO, nothing.
Mhm.
You give me a camera now, I love my favorite part about filming is looking for location.
Mm.
I love to look at a cinematic location and I could just picture the vision that I'm fist to put together right here.
That's dope.
So it's no rush to this stuff. Like,
And you've done music videos too, right?
yes, I shot music.
Yeah.
I shot a video for a guy named K Style. I
Mhm.
shot one for Sebo.
Okay.
Sebo and a dude named Snoopy Blue, rest in peace. Where's the
Yep.
love video?
Mhm.
I shot that with a cheap camera.
Mhm.
But you know what? That's part of my journey.
That's right. You got to start
If
somewhere.
I'm able to, maybe you could hook it up one day. I could shoot another video for Sebo right
Yeah.
now and really
Yeah.
showing
Yeah.
what I can do
What
now.
you shooting on now?
A Ronin 4D,
Okay.
DJI Ronin 4D.
Okay.
I was able to come across $14,000 and invested in that camera and lenses and a
Nice.
couple of other things. But I want to get that Ari. I want to go
Yeah.
get me $100,000 camera one day. I'm gonna get it, man. I love this stuff, man.
Yeah. What is so primarily you want to become a film director?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. So when are you gonna do your first feature?
I've been talking to Papa Z Films. I want to shoot this movie called The First Hit.
Mm-hmm.
I love playing a drug addict. I grew up in these neighborhoods where the crackheads was my Mike Epps, my Eddie Murphys, and my Bernie Macs. So me seeing the crackhead with a water heater on the dolly riding a 10-speed bike was just funny to me. Or seeing them tear up a house and take all the copper out of it. That was some funny. You know what I'm saying? Or seeing them take a hit and do the Michael Jackson better than Michael Jackson. I want to play those characters.
Okay.
You know, direct my own movies, playing them like Keenan Ivory Wayans.
Yeah, for sure. Well, listen, man, I appreciate you coming to the show, brother. It's a long time coming. And listen, you're always welcome. You know, whenever you want to come through, maybe you can come through and guest host a few shows with me.
You know, I'm not too far, so that'd be right up my alley.
Yeah, because I like your energy, brother. You know, that's why we start vibing in the first place. You know what I mean? So, you know, we might need to, you know, kind of keep our content creators, you know, in line and try to keep this thing going and keep it peaceful. So
we're gonna be the first ones. Yeah, we're gonna be the first one to start a content creating peace tree.
Exactly. So I appreciate what you're doing in the game and how you're doing what you do, my brother. Yeah. So listen, it's Big Court, producer Ken, and we got the homie Compton Ricc Roc, his first time, and again, of course, he's going to spin the block pretty soon. So man, we appreciate y'all. Salute.